Okay, it is 12:10 in the morning. I am leaving to Prague. I live in Bonn, so I must go to Cologne Central Station and then take 3 trains from there. So I must take 1 train from Bonn to Cologne, and my train from Cologne does not leave until 3:20 in the morning. But with Deutsche Bahn, the public train service from city to city, they suck, and so they just shut down all trains today. Like, they canceled all trains after midnight, pretty much. Like, I'm getting the last train, and so I will have to wait in Cologne just for a little bit, just for maintenance purposes. They did not specify why, and they do stuff like that all the time, so it's a bit crazy. And it is raining. More of a drizzle now. It was pouring down pretty hard, and so I took out my camera once I could put my umbrella away. And we have had insane weather for going on 3 months now. It is December 23rd now. It just turned December 23rd. Since I got back in October to Bonn, it has been raining every single day. I think we had one day where it didn't rain at all. And so, weird weather. I'm excited to see what Prague has to offer, and this is the beginning of the journey. So this is Cologne Central Station. I just got here. The train was only supposed to take 30 minutes, and it left at 12:33, and it is now like 1:25. So it took almost an hour, but that's pretty normal for Deutsche Bahn. The trains, they will randomly just stop, especially late like this. It's so common to have trains that just stop and then they have to do maintenance work on it in the middle of the tracks. I don't understand what's going on with it. But yeah, I have about 2 hours to kill until my next train gets here. So something very interesting is that as soon as you leave the train station, you immediately see the Cathedral of Cologne. And this cathedral is like one of the few notable things about this city. It is definitely the most notable. It's what people talk about. It's huge, it's Gothic. I've seen TikToks of it. I did want to go and visit the cathedral. I can't go inside, of course, but it is very nice to look at and just be around. Okay, that was Cologne to Nuremberg, and now I have to go to some city. It starts with an S. I don't know. My train arrived about 30 minutes late, which gives me about 10 minutes before my next train leaves, and that's fine. But this next leg is stressful because this next leg has to. I have a 6-minute changeover time, and these trains are always late. Like, my train was late to Cologne this morning, and then this one was late to Nuremberg, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. But because Deutsche Bahn is so bad, they put a little note on their tickets that say, okay, well, if our trains are late, because they always are, then your ticket is valid mine's valid until the 25th in 2 days, to use any transit of a certain type to get to Prague. So that's interesting. Okay, I have made it to Prague. I cannot check into my hotel until 2 p.m. and it is like 1. I went to the bathroom. I had to pay €1, which always feels so dystopian when we have to pay to use the bathroom. And it's not even a good bathroom. The toilet didn't even flush. So it always makes me want to like go on the corner instead. But I don't know the laws of this land, so I will obey their paying to use the bathroom policies. And then I am starving. All I brought with me was some fruit and nuts, and I have eaten most of it. So I went to a grocery store and I got this, and it's like open-faced sandwiches and then like a quiche or something. I don't know. This is some real talk for solo traveling, because there's just a lot of bumps in the road, and then this lady's being loud. So whenever I talk to people and I say that I get tired of traveling, this is what I have to build up the stamina to do this because I barely slept. It is almost 2 p.m. and I barely slept at all last night. And then in this previous train that was like a 4-hour ride almost, they overbooked it, and so first it was packed like sardines, and then I was able to get a spot where I could put my suitcase down and I could sit on my suitcase for a bit, and then finally after a while I got access to a fold down seat that folds down from the wall. But then this stewardess, or a train woman, she kept delivering stuff to first class, and she would come by like every 5 minutes or so, and I would have to stand up for her every single time, and I was blocking other people's way too, but they would usually just kind of step over my stuff. But this woman would like demand that I would stand up and then let her pass every single time, and not like she wouldn't step over it. And so I started, after like an hour and a half of this, I started giving her the nastiest stares, and she eventually upgraded me to first class, which is really nice actually. So I got to finish the last hour in first class, but now I'm trying to find a way to my hotel, and it's so difficult because it's in a different language and you don't know the public transit and how to get around town and to read these maps, and do I go upstairs, do I go downstairs? It doesn't, Google Maps doesn't tell you the levels. They have an app here that tells you where you need to go, but if you're not familiar with the system or the language, it's much more difficult. And then you start to consider walking 45 minutes in the rain with your heavy suitcase and heavy backpack on little to no sleep because you don't want to deal with the public transit. So I think my train should be coming in like 15 minutes to get me to the other side of town, to my hotel. But if it doesn't, I might just walk, we'll see. So this is why I always have to build up stamina whenever I solo travel, because it's like, it's so intense. Just the amount of like travel, like getting from one place to the next. Okay, I got back to the hotel. I did end up taking a train, so that was good. It came in like 15 minutes. And my hotel room is just a room, like it's fully, like here's the door, and then you turn around and it's just this little space here, which is fine. I slept for like 4 or 5 hours today. Here's the closet. This hotel is a bit crazy. The decor in it is a bit crazy. I'll have to show it whenever there's better light. There's a shower and a toilet that are just for me. Everyone else has to share, I think, but this is like a newer edition room or something, so it gets its own, which is pretty nice that nobody shares with me. And I'm going out tonight. I'm going to go to a couple of the queer clubs in town and check out that scene, because it's Saturday and I leave Thursday, so there's no other time for nightlife. And I did sleep like 4 or 5 hours, so I am very refreshed and ready to take on the day. And yeah, so I'm not going to take out my camera tonight because I'm meeting with another traveler tonight that I don't know. So I don't want to be bringing out my camera and all of that tonight, especially when it's dark and cold and rainy. It's hard to film. And so I will show more of Prague tomorrow. So that's my room. And then we have my shower. And it's like nice in here. I like it. Oh my god. And then the toilet's in there, but it looks like someone's using it. I thought those were only for mine because it says room 156, but I guess not. And then, like, this is so crazy. And that was cute. Like, this is so crazy. Okay, so it is around 12:30 and I'm just now crawling out of bed. Last night, I met up with that guy and it was actually a very nice time, and we went to an Italian restaurant, and then we went to a bar, and then we went and checked out the 5-story bar. It's very famous here, and it was a bit underwhelming, and we didn't want to pay to go in, so we didn't. And now I'm going to the Christmas markets, which I really hope are still open. It's the 24th, but regardless, you can really feel like the Christmas atmosphere and the air here throughout the entire city, even without the snow. The architecture is very nice. As you can see, it's a lot of like old town vibes. I am not staying in the city center. It's about like a 50-minute walk. So today's plan, go check out the old town Christmas markets, maybe some others, and just kind of see where that takes me. I'm in no rush to go. This trip I am chilling out. Okay, and for food, I got cherry tomatoes I'm about to wash, and then I got peanuts, and then I got these like, I don't know, these cracker things, and I'm going to put them all in the same bag and then eat them. Probably for like 2 meals, and this cost about $5.50, which I got it from this place that might be a little bit more expensive. It's just like a little corner market, but it's near the center of the city. And the Christmas market food will be much more expensive, and I might get like one treat or something there. But whenever you're traveling on a budget, this is kind of how I eat. So when I talk about there being Christmas in the air, I just mean like at every which way you look, there's so much like beautiful things to do, and I feel like a lot of it has to do, oh my god, that is so zoomed in. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the lights and how much light. I don't know, just all the cute lights, and it looks better at night of course, but even during the day it's very stunning. Okay, this is the reality of the Christmas market in Old Town, which is one of the most popular ones. This is one that I really wanted to go to today. I went here last night, so it's fine. It's much more crowded today. It's Sunday at like 2 p.m. or so. And so it's definitely crowded, but not too crowded for me to want to like leave or anything. I won't be staying for too long. And then the clock tower is there, and then you have all your little stalls, and then a castle. So I've been seeing these like potatoes on a stick that they spin and then pull apart and elongate them and put them on a stick and fry them, and I want one so bad. So let's see if I can secure the goods. I secured the potato. Oh my god. Okay. They charged me €5 for this. I had to go to a different Christmas market for it too. I'm on my way to another one that Reddit said is a lot less populated, so we'll see how true that is on Christmas Eve. And I mean, it's good, it's a fried potato, but it's cold. And it's the equivalent of maybe like 20 potato chips. So, I've been scammed. Okay, this one looks much more approachable. There's not as many people. And a funny story about this cathedral, oh my god, church, that is back there is, I saw it on my way to the other markets. Like I saw that church from down the streets, and I decided not to go to look at it or anything because I just thought, oh, that's another church. Because, like, it looks so similar to the church in my city that's right around the corner from where I live, and there's several of them in my city that look just like this. And if you go to Cologne, it feels like there's one of these churches on every sidewalk, and they're just so common that you don't even, like, you take it for granted after living in Europe for 8 months now, that these like beautiful ornate churches exist, and you don't even think to go and look at them. But if I would have found this market a lot earlier. So something about Christmas markets is that they're a very social space, and going to them yourself is not necessarily the move always. Like, it's fun to go for a bit, but if you want to spend a lot of time at them, then it's better to go with people. It's a very social setting, like a bar or a cafe or something. I wanted to check out this park that's kind of on the way to my hotel, so that's where I'm at right now, and it looks like there's an overlook of Prague right up here, which might be really nice. That's some sort of overlook of Prague for the most part. Other people have found it, I guess, too. It looks like there's some sort of crop, like a vine or small trees. I don't know. It's so interesting. I wonder what it is. I don't know. But it's very interesting just to see how people live in different parts of the world. I think, like, this is very much, I don't know, it's so similar to Germany, but so different at the same time because, I don't know, they're neighbors, right? Czechia and Germany, but I would not find a park or buildings like this in my state in Germany, North Rhine-Westphalia, but perhaps in Bavaria you would, but Bavaria is closer, I don't know. This looks a little bit Bavarian to me, like with the wood and the brick together, but I haven't, what do I know, right? Alright, Merry Christmas. Last night I went out with a traveler and we went to a couple Christmas markets. He wanted to do some shopping, and then we went and got Mexican food, and it was so delicious. I had prickly pear cacti and tacos, and it tasted very similar to the Mexican food at home, and it was a very nice treat for Christmas Eve. And then we got some desserts at a macaron place. It was so beautiful. But I can't record in these places because there's other people, and so it's just kind of weird to be showing off the environment like that. And then we hung out at his hostel for a bit. It was a very nice hostel. They're having like a party. And today it's Christmas, so very Merry Christmas. I did not feel like doing anything. I had walked almost 15 miles yesterday, and with my lack of sleep from the prior days and staying up so late and then not sleeping enough, and the travel, etc., I was just super beat today, and it's Christmas, so I decided to stay in for a little bit. I was watching an Amberlyn Reed documentary from Mr. Snowflake. That's really good. And now it's, can you see that? It's almost 1:30, and I haven't even showered yet, so really what's dragging my little butt out of bed today is food. I have no food left, and I'm getting very hungry, so I will get ready for the day and go out and do something chill in Prague. Most of the stuff is going to be closed, so I will see what's available today. I'm going towards the city center. I got some food from the Asian grocers, which are the only ones that I can find that are open. And so now I'm gonna go see the vibe of the town, and yeah, I've been walking around for a bit. Again, today is just like a very easy, chill day. And over there, every time I walk the street, I always see him. He looks over us, and he protects me. Thank you, Colonel. So I'm going to this area that's supposed to be notable, and I can't remember the name of any of these places. I need to mark them on my map as I go to them. Actually, I could literally just look at my map. It's Naplavka. It's just supposed to be like a nice scenic area, and I'm about a 20-minute walk away, but I just thought this street was very, very nice. And I think the energy is very nice. A lot of people were hoping for snow this Christmas. I don't know if it normally snows. I know it often snows in December. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the energy of being in a big city is so invigorating. It's such a beautiful city. And I thought that I would show a little bit so you can see why I keep walking around. Like, why I didn't do anything but walk today. Just because, I don't know, it's Christmas, everyone's with their families, and not, a lot of stuff is not open, so this is the Vltava River, and it's supposed to be very popular to walk upon, or walk by, which I feel like most European cities have that, like going by the walk on the river. there's the castle off in the distance, and it's this. Online it said it was supposed to be really nice at sunset, but of course it is super overcast today. And it is 4:32 p.m. and this is how dark it is. Oh my god, there's another Mexican restaurant. That's so crazy. Cantina, it's so crazy. And they also sell churros here at the Christmas markets, which is interesting. Like, oh my god, there's swans. Oh my god, there's like a cookie and cream coloring. That's so crazy. And some ducks. There's so many of them. Wow. Like, I'm listening to an audiobook and walking around the city of Prague, and it's beautiful and nice. And it's The Magicians, which has a lot of like, talks a lot about Europe. And so it's really a vibe. Okay, so this is the castle off in the distance that I've been chasing, and there's just all kinds of shops and restaurants and cafes. These restaurants are like really nice on the inside. You can get your chimney cakes. And I'm also listening to a podcast right now, one of my favorite ones for European travel that tells about the history of Europe. Let me actually pull it up. It's this one. History's Greatest Cities. And they were talking about all of this, and it's just so fun to me. This street is a little bit of a trek. I'm just going north, and it's like uphill. And then over here we have more stairs. And I think there should be something significant at the top of all of this, hopefully. I don't know. But off in the distance, like up there, you can see there's some stairs. And I'm just going to continue this trek and kind of see what happens. Okay, I saw this bell tower from the distance, and I didn't know what it was, but it's a bell tower, and it's part of some sort of church. And I don't know, these little things are a bit creepy, aren't they? I don't know, this is kind of wild. Look at this little man. Bro, someone did you dirty. What the hell? Okay, I'd be upset if I was that statue. I'm kind of off the touristy parts of the map right now where there's not a lot of information, and there's a lot of stuff over here. And so if I wanted to find out all of this, it would have to be like a tour. And I'm going to a jazz club in a bit, so I've really set my priorities for the night. Okay, truly, I don't know where I am. I just kept walking, and there's like nothing notable up here. There's some sort of tower off in the distance, but outside of that, it just looks like some sort of residential neighborhood in an area where I could afford, which means it's not very nice. So we're gonna go ahead and start walking back, and I thought while I walk back, it might be a little bit nice to give some of the gossip about this boy that I've been hanging out with, because the situation is a bit crazy. So I've been seeing him the last couple of nights, and he is a traveler from New Zealand, and I hope that he watches this one day and gets to see this. I don't know. But this really is how it is when you go out and travel. This is just the 411. This is how international travel works. When you meet people, and whenever you go to new cities, it's really nice to find someone that you really like to hang out with, and then you can kind of spend some time together and do some stuff that you both enjoy, and get a little bit of socializing, whatever. And travelers are so much more fun to talk to too, because they're having the same experience as you, whereas someone who's local, not so much. So this guy, he is traveling all over Europe for 4 months, and he's like almost 3 months into his trip, and he's been to at least 10 different countries from what I've counted so far. And he revealed to me late last night the goal for this trip for himself was to essentially play European Bachelor, which is crazy because he has no solid plan to move to Europe within the next 2 to 3 years, where he's going to grad school in Oceania all over. And I don't know what business this man has trying to find love in this continent, but essentially he's doing like a Bachelor where there's a different contestant in every city he goes to, and he goes to multiple cities in different countries, and he chooses to stay there for like 4 or 5 days, and he finds these men, And so last night I was like, oh my God, so what contestant number am I, like 7? And he's like, no, you don't even want to know. And I said 10, and he goes, much higher. And so I'm going to assume that guy's looking at me. So I'm going to assume that I'm at least contestant number 17 or higher on this man's bachelor, and we are not a match. Like, I enjoy his company, but this to me is just like it's one of the reasons why I love traveling, because you really are reminded that everybody has free will. You know what I mean? Like we all live in a three-dimensional world where we all can interact with it however we please, and you have the free will to have this insane level of European bachelor, whatever, that this, like, to play this game. If you want to play this game, you can play this game, and that's not his main goal in traveling, is to play this game, but it's something that he loves to do on the way. And I don't understand. He says that he wants to, like, eventually move to Europe, and he wants different options when he comes back. Like, what the hell is this? And he's around my age. He's 24. Like, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to this jazz bar tonight. We're gonna have a good time. And then I think and remember that, oh wait, I'm a contestant of his. So this is the street in front of the museum that I keep coming back to on Christmas. There are the Christmas markets, and they really put on quite the display. It looks much nicer at night. It's very fancy. Okay, it is the 26th. It is like 3:30, somewhere around there, and I am just now leaving my hotel for the first time today. I am so hungry. I have not eaten at all today. I've run out of food for my apartment, or for my hotel, and I'm walking to the National Museum, and then I'm getting dinner at this Czech restaurant later with a local, so we'll see how that goes. And my feet hurt. I walked over 28, closer to 29 miles the last 2 days. My feet hurt, my ankles hurt. I am not accustomed to walking this much on the daily, so today is like a very big rest day, and then tomorrow will be my really big day before I leave. So today, taking it chill. I ended up staying out late last night. We went to a jazz bar, and it was super cool. It was called the Jazz Republic, and it was free entry, and they had cheap drinks. They tasted horrible, but they got the job done. And we ate at the Christmas market, and oh my god, there was the biggest scam. They were selling potato cakes with like pickled cabbage on it, and it said for 100 grams it's like, I forget how many crowns. I think it was like 140 crowns for 100 grams, and that's like that's like $6, maybe $7, closer to $7, somewhere around $6-7. And I was like, okay, that's not too bad. And then you get there, and then it turns out they weigh them, and mine weighed 234 grams, and so they were like, your total is like 300 crowns. And I was like, what the hell? That's more than like a restaurant. It was so expensive. I was like, and the guy was just looking at me, and my friend was looking at me too, and like the cash register guy was looking at me, and then my friend was looking at me, and I didn't really know. Sorry, I'm crossing the street. I normally wouldn't pay it, but I was just like, whatever. And then I paid it, and then it was really fried. It was okay. It was nice that it was hot when it was cold outside, but it was fried too heavily. Anyway, that's the plan for today. So this is the park outside of the museum, and that's the museum with the gold up there. It's very big. It's the one that I keep pointing out in the National Museum, and I'm about to go in. Today is very much like a lot of the same, and I really find comfort in that. Like I passed through this park maybe like 10 plus times already, and I'm imprinting on it. I love it so much. I'm like, this is my park now. Next time I come to Prague, I have to come see my park, you know? So I think a lot of this, doing the same stuff and building a routine on vacation, is often very nice. Okay, this is the inside of the museum. I don't think that I will record after this, but it's so nice. And they have student discounts, hell yeah. This is fully just the Animal Crossing New Horizons Museum. It is so crazy. This is actually my favorite exhibit. There's like a whole history section too, but this place is so insane. I have spent too much time here. I'm like 10 minutes until 6, and so I need to get going. But you can see just like rows and rows of these rocks. This was so crazy. And then you go into here. This is insane. See, everyone's taking pictures. Everyone's so mesmerized. You look up at the, and then out here. They're speaking Czech to me again. So I am leaving my hotel. There it is. And this is the street that I've been staying on. And last night, all I did was get dinner, and I had these roasted potatoes. They were like the small potatoes cut in half and a dill sauce, and they only gave 14 pieces. I counted 14 pieces of the, like 14 halves of these potatoes. And then the dill sauce was good, and then one poached egg, and that was around like $9 US, and it was not very filling. Like I had to get dessert just to be somewhat full after that meal. So I don't know if that's notable, but they always talk about how huge American portions are, and I'm like, oh my god, sometimes these portions in Europe are so small. And then I walked back to my place, to the hotel, and it was like a 45-minute walk, and I just listened to the audiobook and had a chill time and rested last night. And then today I'm going to Petrin Tower. I first have to go to get some food because it's like 12:30 and I haven't eaten at all today, and so I will eat. I'm going to a grocery store that's called Lidl. It's a chain, and it's like a supermarket. And then I think I will go check out the castle grounds after, and then we'll call that day. So yeah, that's the plan for today. So this is their opera house, and it's super extravagant and elegant, and something that I really love in a city is when it has an opera house like this. This climate is so intense. I'm sweaty and out of breath, even though it's 6 Celsius outside. It's like, I don't know, close to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm sweaty. And you cannot see the tower from here, but there's still a bit more to go. Okay, I made it to the tower, and there's a long line to get to go up it, and it's a lot of stairs to get to the top. You know what? She came, she saw, she went, and then and then she went to the castle. So I'm going to go to the castle before the light runs out. Okay, this is the entrance to the castle, and I'm going to see if I can get in. And that's what the other side looks like. There's a long line and it's cold. I'm ready to be inside. I don't know if I'll actually get to go inside. This is a building. I should probably look up like an audio tour. Will I do that? This audiobook is just so good. Like, I can't be bothered to look up an audio tour right now. Okay, Prague Castle has a Starbucks, which is crazy to me. I don't know why that feels dystopian, but it does. Also, it's twilight and it's not even 5 p.m. Bit interesting to be walking through alleyways next to a castle, isn't it? So way off in the distance is where I was earlier. And oh my god, the guy's talking. Okay. And then this is the view from the Castle of Prague. Bit crazy, isn't it? And now I'm going to go meet up with a different local, and we're going to get Italian food. And I will not record for that, but that's the plan. It's the next morning. Goodbye, hotel. I'm about to take an Uber to the main station. It is about $5 US for like a 10-minute ride. So Uber it is with my heavy suitcase. So my stuff today is 3 legs again, and 3 legs to Cologne, and then I have my student ID that gets me to Bonn for free. So that's 4 trains that I will take total, and then once I get to Bonn, Then I have to take a tram back to my apartment, so there's a lot of travel today. It should take about 12 hours, similar to last time. And this ticket was 110 euros round trip. Last night was good. We got Italian food, and again, the portions are very small. And so I will say, like, very commonly the portions were small here. Once we got pizza and it was really big, but mostly it was small, so I definitely would order appetizers or desserts, but the prices are affordable enough to do that, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, if I only ate the meal, then I would definitely be hungry after. So, something notable. The Prague Central Station looks very interesting and beautiful in the mornings. Especially when it's sunny and not rainy like last time. Okay, I am back in Bonn. It is around 8:45. It's like 5 degrees outside. I have finally made it home. Almost back at my apartment. Oh, this shop is so cute. They do little figurines. They're expensive, but they're like handmade. I bought one for my friend Luce. I'll give to her tomorrow. And yeah, I left at 9:30 and got off my bus just now. So I did my 3 trains to Cologne, then a train from Cologne to Bonn. And the train from Cologne to Bonn is free for me because I'm a student. And then so is the bus. And 5 legs of the journey, walking this last little part. It was a very fun trip. I think it was the perfect amount of time because by the time that I left, I thought, like yesterday, I was like, okay, I am ready to go home tomorrow. Like I still wanted to do stuff yesterday, but it was really the perfect, like 6 days, 5 nights. That was truly the perfect time. So overall, very, very happy with how things have gone. And I will catch you in the next one.